Aldrich Pass, once again, the starting map. Yeah, it is the favorite here. We got Squeal Team 6 against the Enjoyers, everybody. NA versus EU again. And here in our NA tournament, again, all played out on the North American server. And also to more NA-friendly starting times as we're going into our next best of 3 series in the round robin. So, let's see who is gonna win this one. The Europeans, they have been struggling a bit. Again, they're playing cross-server. There's obviously a ping disadvantage that they have to contend with, and it is problematic for a lot of the teams here. But Squeal Team 6 around Porky, how are they gonna do now? Are they gonna be able to take down the Polish team or not? So, today also a sub on the side of the Polish team. They're playing with Magdo here. Who's getting banned. We have $1,000 of prize money on the line, as already highlighted in previous series. Again, all thanks to Kevin Psychiv, who's doing tons to really keep the Heroes esports scene alive here. Definitely more than Blizzard ever did. And yeah, we have no draft rules for this tournament, so just vanilla tournament. It's a little bit of a smaller one. We're down to the final 6 teams. It's a round robin phase that we're currently looking at with 4 North American team and 2 European teams. And this will then funnel straight into the final phase of the tournament, and seeding is going to be super important there. Brandon with Maiev. Okay. And we got Blaze plus Brightwing on the side of the EU boys. Now, for Porky and his team, what are they following Maiev up with? Are we getting here an Aldrich? Are we getting an Uberak again? It seems like every single time that we're playing here, the NA teams are really loving to go in Uberak because they think that they can just cheese the objective time and time again. Which, to be fair, has happened once or twice, but actually it didn't really. Sometimes maybe an Uberak got a few seconds for the team. But yeah, like a proper steal I don't think has happened yet in the round robin phase here. Hogger plus Rhaegar, the picks for the Squeal team. I really hope that they by now saw the light and went for more money picks. Wasn't it Chaotic the other day that already used the money pick? I mean, again, Squeal Team 6 with Porky. You're doing it wrong if you don't play the money pick. And there's the Anubarak ban. So it seems like the Enjoyers are actually thinking exactly the same way that I do, and have picked up on the fact that Anubarak just gets taken over and over and over again here. Now, of course, you can also follow up on a lot of the engages with Anubarak, with Maiev, with Rhaegar. You have Hogger with a shockwave potential. So there's a lot of stuff there. So Anubarak gets banned out. They don't want to deal with him. They don't want to deal with the Cocoon either. And that gives us the final ban, and it is Sergeant Hammer. No hammer time on this one. No Panzer. But we get Diablo. Yeah, Diablo and Blaze. So already, in bully people around a bit. We need the damage. What are we getting on the damage now? Oh, okay. Alvaros again with Chromie. Yay! And, well, over on the left, Nintori and Chaotic. I want the game to start just because I want to see Chaotic's mount. He's the only one that probably, you know, listens to some of the streams afterwards. And he's like, guys, he has a point. Why are we not running the money pick? Why are we not doing this? It is perfect. So yeah, he needs to convince the rest. Chaotic, you're my boy now. If you are actually listening to this, you need to convince the rest of the team, once that we're heading into the final phase of the tournament, to run the money pick. It's the only acceptable amount for that team. With that team name, that captain, there's no other choice. It's not a thing. Arian, final pick, everybody. Aldrich Pass, map number 1 in the best of 3 series. So let's go. We need a bit more damage. Chromie alone is not going to cut it here for them, even with Diablo bullying people around and Jet Pulse. Then we get Zeratul. So, Aldrich Pass, everybody. Game number 1, Squeal Team 6 against the Enjoyers. Game number 1 on the left side. We are starting to kick things off with Squeal Team 6 and Porky on Muradin. We got Brandon on Maiev, Chaotic on Hanzo, Nintori on Rhaegar, and Nas is playing Hogger. On the right side of the map, the Europeans challenging on the NA server. The NA teams trying to steal some of their prize money away here, with Arian on Zeratul going into a cleave build again. We got Magdo on Diablo. On top of that, we're now getting Lavacal on Brightwing. Richu and Blaze on the side lane, and Alvarez is playing Chromie. The moment of truth, and the number of money picks is very disappointing. Not a single one. What is wrong with you people? Chaotic, I had high hopes for you and you ruined it. Oh my god. I thought you were the one. You were the savior. You were the one that would bring the light. But apparently it's not the case. No money picks on Team Porky. How is that even possible? The disappointment is strong with this one. I can't be the only one that is disappointed by this. I cannot be the only one. It's too obvious of a joke to make. And they gotta follow up on this. Anyways, by now we're having Muradin obviously starting to hammer away together with Rega and Hanzo at the bottom of the map. Nintori eating a couple of the tower shots here as the top lane has been established as our side lane, as usual. So we currently got Hogger up against Blaze here. Chromie firing away with the deep breathing. And yeah, Magda's just bullying Porky a little bit. Who, by the way, hasn't Laubert. We're making it a verb now, by the way. He hasn't Laubert yet. So nobody Laubert actually in game number 1. Maybe we're going to see it later, but yeah. Cam's obviously taken. You should take this on this map as quickly as you can every single time that it pops up. Brandon, we're going to keep our eye on him because his plays are going to make a big difference potentially with Maiev here. So let's see what exactly they can do. But in comes Brightwing, so Brightwing is gone, and that is first blood in our first game of the best of 3 series here. So already off to a good start. Squeal Team 6 against the EU boys. Up at the top though, 1 versus 1, and even down here, they're basically taking one of the towers down already, super early in the game, and that results in a level 4 talent advantage for them. Nothing too insane to write home about there yet, but hey, one step at a time. Mühsam nähert sich das Eichhörnchen. So, already starting to make another play for Diablo, and well, there it is. Kill number 2. Oh yeah, so double kill for the team. Looking good here. Definitely a couple of neat little plays that they can try and execute, not only to take those kills and get the elite experience, but also to follow up right away after with them taking down another structure. This is 2 of the towers gone, and the gate is so low, and that's also going to get destroyed too. Now up at the top, we still have Nas doing his job against Blaze, pushing him back past the gate and starting to slowly damage it as well. So I suppose, yeah, there it is. Zeratul is making his rotation over to help out. Ooh, not even only that. They're trying to go for Hogger. There's no jet propulsion connect. It would have been kind of nice for them. If they would have been a bit closer initially and get the jet propulsion connected, then with the help of Zeratul, I suppose a kill was in the cards. But it's still just early skirmishes between the teams. Porky and his boys are now trying to go a little bit more aggressively for that first objective as they're already moving towards the prisoner camp. We haven't really gotten level 7 talents yet for either team, but the blue team is going to have a small lead on that and will likely use it in an attempt to try and take this on. So let's see if we can. Down to the bottom of the map in the meantime, we're having Zeratul just all alone, but they're really taking control here. So they're trying to go for objective number 1. Still very early in the game, of course, so even if they get the raiders, or the cavalry in this case, then it's not going to be the it's not going to be the biggest deal. Still very early and they haven't scaled properly, but it would be off to a good start, just breaking through a couple of those gates and maybe even damaging some forts. And to be fair, at the bottom of the map, for example, that has already happened. So you might be able to take a fort down after all, if you can get that far. Now, anyways, there it is. For a second I thought that they might be able to stop it, but no. So they're getting the cavalry. First objective has been locked in. And thanks to that, now the chance to maybe already take a fort out at the bottom lane. Because this wall has been opened up completely. So if they're able to rotate over properly and then they take that out, there is a chance that they can make a move for this. But yeah, time will tell. For now, they're going for Zeratul. He gets some assist from Bitewing and is still totally fine. But Maiev wants the tether and is still going for the fruit fly. But Trashwing is able to move back. But the situation is essentially the same when you think about it. So what they're still trying to do here is destroy the bottom fort. They know that they have the best chance here 2 defenders might not be enough. But yeah, it's just, oh yeah, getting the kill on Zeratul, that really helps, but they're not going to be able to destroy the, yeah, now they are able to destroy the If Diablo would have showed up maybe a little bit earlier, and then it was a 3 versus 2 initially, they could have done something here. But as it stands now, the first fort is indeed eliminated, and that also netted them another kill, so they are pulling ahead by an entire level and will hit level 10 very early. So with level 10, they should be able to maybe even go for another main structure here. Romy trying to take Porky out, so far not happening. Brandon also needs to retreat. They overstayed their welcome a little bit, if you ask me. Yeah, that arrow did nothing. And my F is dead. So I'm not quite sure why exactly they waited that long to move back. And also Porky is still in trouble. He hits the Storm Bolt, so it's fine on that. Will escape, but yeah, some of these plays were a bit too clutch. Now, they wasted their time, so I suppose that was part of the idea behind all of this, allowing for the rest of the team to go for the boss at the top and at least take that, gain a bit more momentum, and just move from one move into the next. Level 10 is now ready on both sides, and we get the bubble for Zeratul. So, trying to section off parts of the team. But Squeal Team 6 is looking okay here. They're looking actually pretty good. So, how much further can they go with this? Can they destroy another fort? It's the same situation at the end of the day again. Muradin is coming in. They have the entire team topside, with the exception of Maiev. Brightwing is helping out with defense. But the situation is still the same. They're trying to take the fort out. Apocalypse from Diablo. And there is the VP. So the combo, if they wanted to go for it, doesn't do anything. But they still take Hanzo out. So Hanzo gets murdered. Their topside fort is still falling though. Brightwing is dead. So they get a counter kill. They go for Diablo to try and take him on as well. And, well, that's not the only one. Zeratul is dead. Diablo is dead. So that's 3 heroes eliminated. The topside fort has fallen. 6 kills to 2. And yes, on the one hand, the team in blue has lost a lot of hit points, also some ground. But they, of course, just went way ahead here. The second structure destroyed. Just all in all, great play from them. So they're doing a great job. They're able to now push for even more structures in the middle. That's the end of the fort. And yeah, just look at the gap in experience between the two teams right now. It's already telling you the tale here. Porky, though, gets killed. So he couldn't get out. But this is a fair trade. If you are getting one fort and you lose a hero in the process, this is always something where you go, okay, this is worth it. They will take that trade 100%. All the outer structures are now destroyed. Every single one of them. So, question is just simply, can the blue team now lock in another boss? I mean, nobody is checking on it. 13 talents give them a lead. Hanzo obviously is real nice in that situation. But yeah, they're gonna get it. They're gonna take that boss, and it's so early in the game. We're 10 minutes in. This is boss number... We had an objective for the blue team. This is the second boss that they're taking. They can now go for the objective again. We have them 6 kills to 3. I'm not sure if Zeratul and Diablo are currently thinking of going full wombo with the VP into an APOC. But if they're trying to go for wombos, then they really need to pick their team fight and murder them, because it is getting a bit dangerous here. If you lose the entire outer ring of defense already, and then your opponent pushes this aggressively this early, already for keeps. I mean, again, bosses haven't scaled properly yet, but while they are defending, now we're getting, in the meantime, the objective channeled. So trying to go for the fight here. Maiev, arrow, and this time it connects hard. I mean, really hard. APOC is out. Bunker also to save the day. Chromie, on the other hand, gets murdered with the Storm Bolt, basically. Jumps into the bunker, but still falls a moment later to Maiev. Zeratul is already dead. They're losing Blaze. That's 3 heroes down. 9 kills to 3. And it's just a full-on momentum swing. Squeal Team 6, they're just crushing the Enjoyers. It's like hot butter through cheese. Getting totally murdered. And this is gonna be another objective. And they're already working on the hit points of the keep at the bottom of the map. So not only do they go for the next set of the cavalry, but they also are getting the keep prep so that they can remove the first armor shield from the core. And yeah, like this is all gonna hurt. Hogger went back and started up on the camp. Now they got the objective, and we're not even 10, we're just now 10 minutes into the game. Just now 10 minutes in. Squeal Team 6 is rough. For the European team, it's tricky. I mean, again, there's a reason why normally when we're having all these tournaments on the European server, most of the American players are not even interested in playing. They're not playing cross-server for a reason. The ping disadvantages, they are a problem. And the European teams, while they made it into the top 6, let's be honest, they're struggling. They're really struggling in a lot of these matches. And of course, we're still going into the final phase, and this is all that matters at the end of the day. But at least here, the Europeans, they're having a tough time getting a proper foothold. And a lot of the matches are dangerous and tricky for them. But Squeal Team 6, they're taking full advantage of the situation as is. They're now pushing through the middle. They're opening up another wall and start damaging a keep here. At the bottom of the map, Zeratul is currently defending. Top side, Hogga has been doing some work. The keep is down to 50% of its HP. And down here, they are going to ensure that at least this keep falls. Or are they? Maybe not. Alright, they should. I mean, this would be the first armor shield that gets removed. Yep, and there it is. So, technically you can now go for core. But of course, most of the time when there's still 2 armor shields remaining, you are very well advised to not do that. That's a really good way to throw the game traditionally. There are a couple of exceptions, but I think they're still going to aim to at least take 1 more armor shield off before they're really making a big play here. I would be a bit surprised if they didn't. So, as it stands, boss 3. They're really just going from one boss to another. Finally, it seems like the red team has decided that they're having a problem with that. But, yeah, they're getting caught. Bunker's already out. Zeratul just diving around. The Enjoyers are hoping to not only win the fight, but maybe take the boss themselves. Short distance arrow from Hanzo. Bunker is gone. Richu in trouble. Uh-oh, the Apo comes out. Nice Ancestral. Muradin is still getting away, and that's the end of Blaze. Blaze gets murdered, and now it's a 5 versus 4 again. A 2-level advantage, at least 16 talents for each team. But, oh my god, Chromie nearly turns the fight. Chromie nearly turned the fight there. That was big damage. It was a huge play, honestly. But, yeah, she dies. It would have been massive for her to get the kill or 2 in that situation. If that would have happened, wow, that would have been amazing. Like, just turn the fight on a dime like this, that would have actually been really, really impressive. So she's not quite able to do that, but it looked very, very good for just a moment. Now, down at the bottom of the map, still defense going on from Brightwing. Lavekal is trying to push that out. Hogga is sitting in the middle of the map, starting or trying to at least do his work here. But with the boss at the top, you want to destroy that second keep. Really want to get there. Now, can they do it? Yes, no, we'll see. But currently, the one thing that is happening for sure is the objective getting channeled by Squeal Team 6. So they are really in a lot of different places at once and just really hitting the red team hard, who's now desperately trying to defend as best as they can, which is currently not quite happening, but yeah. So move down to the bottom of the map. Blue team has already started up on another boss. The one at the top is going for the keep. Might even be able to take the entire thing down now it gets some reinforcements. Now they're letting the boss go for just a second. They don't really have vision, so it started to leash actually, but now they have vision at least a few heroes at the top. They're trying to go for Moyev, and it's all vision plays. It's all plays around vision, vision, vision. Now that they know they can safely take the boss, they do exactly that. They take the boss. Keep at the top has been destroyed, and now that they're going for the boss at the bot lane, even without the objective, all they gotta do is push for core and end the game. If they can, of course, in the meantime, take this one out as well, this would be even better. This would be the dream. I think this is likely not gonna happen. But, yeah. The push at the bottom of the map should seal it now. With only one armor shield remaining, this is essentially where you just go down. So defending that would be incredible. If the Enjoyers can do that, that would be amazing. But let's not forget, there's also level 20 for them. Alright, and is that the end of the R-blow? Gets stunned again by the bullseye. Apok is out, Disc is missing. Makto with a nice wall stun, but it's not going to be enough. He still falls, he's gone. He had his soul stacks, but the core is bleeding hit points quickly. The boss is coming in, and they are going to take game here. Blaze has been destroyed, so he's gone. Blaze eliminated. Quick moves are being made. The core is already down to 20% HP, and that is a lead in the best of 3 series for Squeal Team 6 as they take down the Enjoyers in game number 1 on Alterac Pass. 15 minutes in. GG.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2, Squeal Team in the lead against the Enjoyers, and we're heading into Battlefield of Eternity as the second map of the series. And it is match point. So the map was chosen by the Enjoyers. Apparently they still believe in their chance to break this through team fights. But Porky hasn't laubered yet. I want to see if Battlefield of Eternity changes that. So Li Ming gets banned. This could be another Lunara game, if you think about it. Lucio gets banned too. It's all about immortal damage at the end of the day. Well, it's not quite true. You can obviously approach the game in a few different ways. You can, for example, also just simply decide, hey, what we are going to do here is we're going to go for a team fight composition. We're going to try to win the team fight. We don't necessarily have decent immortal damage, but after we take their team down, we focus on the objective. But if your idea is that you want to go into a poke battle and damage battle against the immortal, then you want to have something like Li Ming, Vala, Chromie, Greymane. Technically you can go for Exterminator, Arena. There's a lot of different choices of what you could really do. Hanzo is obviously your prime damage dealer usually in that context. And a lot of them have been taken out now. So that long distance poke that we're getting from Chromie has been eliminated very quickly. Hanzo is out. And that leaves us with quite a few potential first picks here. If you are focusing on damage, or it could just be another side laner and say like, hey, let's go Blaze, for example. And there it is. Blaze gets taken right away. So Blaze is locked in. And yeah, the next, or the first double pick here. Should at least contain one of the damage dealers. And again, one of the questions that you have to answer is, for example, do you want to have Vala here? And well, they prefer Uther and Dehaka. Alright, I gotta admit, I did not expect that as a start. I did not expect that as an opening whatsoever. Dehaka, Uther? Okay. Very interesting. Dehaka was played like long time ago on Battlefield of Eternity. Always with the idea of you getting level 10 before your opponent does, just around the second objective, and use him for that. This is not even possible anymore because there have been so many patches since then. That was, I believe, even before HGC got started. But yeah, the Haka gets taken and we have Uther. So I suppose you could go for a Greymane, for example, and get the Divine Shield out. Uther maybe as a main tank Uther, and then get a second support in. I'm not quite sure what they're going to ban here. Such a Hammer? Greymane? Like, what exactly is the blue team going to get rid of? Varian gets banned, with Stukov already shown that makes sense. Stukov, Blaze, Varian would have been really good here. They got Vala for the arrows, of course, as well. And yeah, now I'm very curious what that ban is going to be. I think banning out, for example, Sergeant Hammer just to be on the safe side after they already showed in game number 1 that they're a little bit weary of her could be the move here for them. Just like thinking about what is the most annoying thing for us, what do we think could become a problem. Nice. Really, really nice play. Suljin. That's actually a really good point. Banning Suljin here, not bad. Yeah. I didn't even cross my mind, but that is another really solid choice. And that might have been exactly what the Enjoyers wanted to go for. Because if you go Uther, like okay, like obviously just like spitballing here, but if you go Uther main tank and then a second support, you want to have a hyper carry. Normally that's Vala with an auto attack style, with her already taken, that basically leaves Suljin. So instead we get Diablo and we get Falstad, so we have a double global right now. Plus Uther. Not so sure. I really like the bans that we're seeing from the Squeal team. Final pick, of course, is going to be interesting for the Enjoyers. But here comes Karazim. Double support. Damn. Double support with Vala. So very likely auto attack instead of arrow. And we get Porky on Garrosh. So they might go auto-attack Vala with the double support right now and try and use Karazim for some added damage. So they are also changing their MO slightly. And now what does it mean for the European team, for the Enjoyers? What are we getting as the final pick? Battlefield of Eternity. Again, this is match point for Squeal Team 6 for the blue team. Here comes Jaina, and with that we're heading into game number 2. Blue team in game number 2 with Nintori on Stukov. We get Porky on Karazim, Chaotic on Vala, Naz on Blaze, and Brandon is playing Garrosh. Over on the right side of the map, the Enjoyers. They got to win 2 in a row now if they want to turn the series around. They play Arian on Diablo. They got Alvaros on Jaina. Makto is playing Falstad. We got a Richu on Dehaka. And Lavakal on Uther. So, stage is set for the second map in this best of 3 series. We're heading into Battlefield of Eternity, and I'm still curious what choice Vala is going to make. The draft is suggesting she's going into auto attack, and there it is. Auto attack style for Vala. No surprises on the other side though. But yeah, Vala with auto attacks. So 2 supports behind her, and they are going to go for the team fights. Whereas the red team is showing 2 globals, so could technically try to really global it up and play around the opponent. Now, if they can do that or not, that's a very, very different question as the game continues. But, well, apparently they're just going to start breaking structures. So, Blaze with the jet propulsion is attempting to slow them down a bit. This usually just accelerates games. I mean, no matter who outpaces the other, if you're taking down structures super early in the game, then it just accelerates the game. And there's clearly a team that is currently winning that. So, yeah, that is a little bit rough. Because right now you are essentially going into a spot where it's going to get mega tricky for you to have any kind of defense. You can't rotate in time to make that happen. So they are already starting to lose that. And yeah, it's just a little bit nasty. I mean, yeah, tough times. So not quite sure how they're going to do this right now. But losing that fort at the beginning of the game is just absolutely tricky. Yeah, honestly, this was from the beginning of the game just like a massive gamble, I believe, and it was a really tricky one because now the fort is gone. You're already losing some ground. Your opponent is taking a 1-level lead over you. They're now pushing for the structures at the top and are trying to take out the wall here. So no matter what you do and how you respond to this, you're going to be in a bit of a pickle. There's not a lot of stacks coming together for Vala. I suppose this is the one good news that they have right now, that Vala doesn't stack into Oblivion. But even if Vala doesn't get stacks, as long as she doesn't die and gets her Manticore later, the attack speed bonus alone is going to be big for her. So, yeah, this is going to be tricky. But, yeah, we'll see. I mean, either way, we're now having 4, 5 on the board for the blue team, and then on top of that, of course, honestly, guys, I don't really know. Like, I feel like the initial gamble was really a big problem, as I already said, and I'm not quite sure how exactly they're going to recover from this. They need to win a big team fight right now. They're already in a situation where they're losing so much ground just by the opening move that they made because they miscalculated a little bit how that push would go, or realized that they couldn't react to it properly and didn't get any counter value. So now if the blue team doesn't completely embarrass themselves, they should be able to at least get a fantastic start here. If they win the first objective, for example, or start winning some of the team fights here, then it's going to be tough. What the Enjoyers have to do, they have to at least start farming Vala so that the attack speed bonus is getting removed from them. And yeah, it's not going to be an easy game. And now that we're having these brawls, it depends on can Vala survive, yes or no. Because now she can start stacking. And she is going to be a huge problem for Diablo as the game continues. I mean, first Uther is getting caught here. Vala is now sitting at 44 stacks. They're going for the birdie. Falstad is also down. This is an absolute nightmare for the Enjoyers. An absolute nightmare. So, yeah, this is gonna get difficult. The blue team has a huge opportunity to snowball this hard. Like, really hard. There's level 7 that kicks in any moment now. They're going for the halftime show, win that one easily. And just imagine them getting now the Immortal and breaking through the bottom and taking maybe a second fort. That would mean that not even 6-7 minutes into the game, we would already see one team losing both of their forts. Now, I like that the Enjoyers are immediately pushing for the objective and are trying to claim it here. So they're reducing at least the shield, and they're reducing it significantly. But they are still lacking the level 7 talent. And now it's going to be a push down for the bottom of the map. So that level 7 talent is already giving you a neat little advantage. They're going for the Haka, and he's gone. The Haka doesn't stand a chance here. Gets stunned, gets completely obliterated as he's trying to tunnel out. At least it bought enough time for level 7 on the other side. And here comes the move for the bot lane. That wall is going to get murdered. Squeal Team 6 is finding themselves in such a dominant position. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So, with that, here comes the play. Arion is gonna get attacked and maybe killed this. They go for Jaina instead and take her out. And yeah, here comes the next move for Diablo, but look at that. He is actually surviving through it, but it doesn't change the fact that this was essentially a 4 versus 5 because Blaze is still up at the top. So yeah, Blaze is at the top. That's already a big one for him. On top of that, we're now seeing the fort at the bot lane destroyed. Blaze is opening up the top side wall, and the gate has been destroyed there too. They are 1.5 levels ahead. They're closing in on level 10 abilities. Duh. I feel a little bit sad and sorry for the Enjoyers here, given how this is all playing out. But boy, oh boy, is the Squeal team just walking away with the lead here. And it really comes down to that miscalculation at the beginning of the game. Draft obviously plays a role. Personally, I would be really interested if Suljin was what they were trying to go for. And it was a very nice ban. I like the way that the blue team thought through the draft there. And just was like, okay, if they go for any kind of double support, what would be a carry? What would be a hyper carry that would still work now that we've picked up Vala for ourselves? And banning Suljin made a lot of sense there. I thought maybe they ban again Sergeant Hammer, but now instead they have level 10 abilities. There's just no way that the red team can even contest this in any way, shape or form. It's still an entire level that they gotta bridge. So this is likely going to be the first keep of the game, and we're only 7 minutes into it. Because there's very little to nothing that they can do about it. They're just picking up kill after kill, and honestly, I think the Enjoyers have already mentally checked out here. Because they know it too. I mean, they're not stupid. They know what's happening here. And with all of the keeps gone, can you go for core here? Do you even try? Death timers are really low. So maybe core is a bit too ambitious, even if you get the kills. Stuff like this, for example, is unnecessary. They get Falstad, but they lose Garrosh, and this is a huge chunk of experience that they just now gave over to the Enjoyers. And I don't think they can end here. So, stack Vala a little bit. She's 105 stacks now, but again, every single kill that the Enjoyers get is going to give them a huge chunk of XP. So, what you want to do instead is you want to just play it safe when you can. Now they win the halftime show very easily, so that's a good one. Uh-oh, but they lose Stukov. Yep. Stukov gets caught and is gonna get killed. Maybe a counter kill? Is that in the cards? Doesn't seem like it. Isolation on Blaze. He doesn't... Okay, gets saved by Garrosh. But it allows the Enjoyers to slowly bring this back a little bit. So now it's 1.5 levels of a gap between the two teams. It's a 4 versus 5. Naz is jumping out, doesn't have the cooldown for a bunker. Diablo with the APOC. And Vala gets a lot of stacks together here. And Diablo is dead again. Oh no, Divine Shield. Nice! Cooldown still up for Uther. Gets the Divine Shield out. Oh, and Vala wants a kill and she gets it. So Vala is at 138 stacks now. She is just rocking the numbers. Hasn't died yet. Real big damage from her. 34,000. She's essentially doubling what Jaina brings to the table. So, yeah, it's a tough one. And by now, we have, on top of that, also the... I mean, look at that shield. Look at that shield on the Immortal. So another massive one. And given the fact that the top lane already got opened up earlier, this is maybe gonna get keep. It's a little bit weird, honestly, because you look at the game and you already... with all of the forts gone, with the bottom keep gone, you're thinking, hey, we're 15 minutes in, right? Like, it's a late game. But it's just 9 minutes in, so the Immortal isn't even all that strong just yet. It should still, with the proper push and the talent advantage that they got, enough for them to make a play for the keep and take it out. So once that's gone, it means catapults, 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 and you have no counter pressure. So here's the attack. Falstad wants the Gust. It's a bit of a desperation play too, of course, but it might get them a kill. Karazim is about to go down. Gets saved, and the Haka instead might fall. Karazim gets away. Porky is on the run. Maybe should always play support. And we got the Haka destroyed by Vala, who's now at 40,000 damage. The keep is about to go down. Vala is at 153 stacks, so she's really getting the damage in on the auto attacks now, and she doesn't even have level 16 yet. Once that she does that and has Manticore to capitalize on, it's going to be even worse. The Immortal marching straight to the core, another Divine Shield to save Diablo. And they are... yeah, they're retreating. So they're not trying to end the game just yet. They know that they're so far ahead right now that all they got to do is play this slow. You're pinned down. If you're the Enjoyers, you're absolutely pinned down right now. I mean, what exactly are you going to do here? You have to... The blue team has to give them a fight, and the red team has to absolutely dominate it. If that happens, then there's a chance to bring it back. But if not, then the longer the game lasts from here out, the more the catapults are going to scale, the more damage the catapults are going to dish out, the core is going to get pressure, the lanes are being pushed out, forts need to be destroyed. They need to try and get rid of some of the forts here if they want to have a chance. And heroes getting caught, if for example Falstad down here gets murdered, that would be a problem. But they're playing this quite nicely. Everybody is, by the way, just trying to trap. This is essentially what's happening. Both teams are hoping for a quick kill. The blue team because they think they can then snowball it towards the core, and the red team because they desperately want to try and somehow claw their way back into the game. Yep, a couple of camps at the bottom of the map are getting taken. Garrosh, quick hello. And they also want level 16. But it's not going to happen for the next Immortal. Oh, that was a bit early. That lightning breath. Oh, that cooldown hurts. That cooldown hurts a lot. Yeah, that was a problem. Either way, with that, we have the maybe final Immortal coming up. And they are, of course, also hoping for level 16. If they get to a point where they bridge that half level, get level 16 talent advantage, and then can force the fight, then Squeal Team 6 is in an even better spot. And I suppose this is where the red team just says, okay, guys, we need to go for the fight early. They force it right here. Yeah, nice. Stukov lurking arm. Gust is already getting used. The stuns are there. Oh, and Garrosh makes it out. Stukov, on the other hand, gets some assist from Blaze. The bunker is out, but Stukov is gonna die. Stukov is dead. So that was actually an important one. Down here, double camp and catapults is just going to be a grief fiesta again once they make it towards the core. Or at least close. But the Squeal team, they might not have a level 16, but they definitely have a chance now. The problem, of course, is with level 16, we now finally have Manticore and Vala hasn't died yet. So, yeah, that's a huge problem. And Vala is currently having fun. Vala comes in, Divine Shield again on Diablo, as we've seen so many times already. But Vala is getting mad damage out now. Mad damage, and the core is under attack in just a moment by the double camp. Now, thankfully for them, the catapults are still griefing, as at least attacking the one in the middle, I suppose. So this is going to do some damage, if not a lot. But, yeah. Immortal being fought over. 183 stacks now for Vala. Catapult. No, not even the tower in the middle is going to die. It's 13 minutes in. It seems like we're very late in the game, but we're not, because the game got accelerated so hard at the beginning. Uther goes down, so he gets caught and killed. He's eliminated. And now we have catapults pushing through the top, and that's 4 catapults on the core already. 4 catapults on the core. Falstad can take them out quickly, but you can see the problem. And this is a 50 per... Oh, no, Diablo! No, Arian! Murder by Vala. He had its soul stacks at least. The Gust had to be used too. They're losing so much ground here and so many cooldowns. The drag from the Haka, they're really trying. The jet propulsion connects, and that's the end of the Haka. It's the end of Jaina. It will be the end of the game. The death timers are low, only 30 seconds. Porky is diving in, but they are going to end the game here. It's going to be a 2-0 victory for Squeal Team 6 against the Enjoyers. The European team just not able to get back into the game after they suffered the loss of the fort super early on. They lost multiple heroes, they lost the fort at the top. They just, I really think the draft went fully against them, and then the start of the game also was an utter disaster. So a 2-0 victory for Squeal Team 6 against the Enjoyers as the blue team wins Battlefield of Eternity. Very nicely done. GG. Well played.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.